It'll put tenant versus landlord on an unbelievable scale.
So how many properties have you got, if you don't mind me asking?
16.
What?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen by accident, did it?
James O'Brien wasted no time exposing the hypocrisy of a caller who tried to pass himself off as a reasonable landlord. The man demanded a minister resign, not for doing anything wrong, but simply because of how it looked. But under just a little pressure, he revealed he wasn't some ordinary landlord at all. He owned 16 properties. 16. And the way O'Brien cut through that double standard was absolutely brutal. Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Got to go. Not because she's done anything wrong, but because of the image it's created.
Yeah.
If she'd have sold the house, she would have had the same bad vibe as well.
Why?
Because she'd made a lot of money and there's a greedy landlord cashing in. In my opinion, she should have gone to the council, local charities, or there's a well-known company, if I can say their name on here, Clear Springs.
What do? They just, whatever, yeah, sure.
They rent the houses for the government.
Okay, fine.
So she could have gone to those and parked the property on a 5-year contract with one of those.
Yeah.
They're desperate for properties, and their hands would have been clean. Their hands cannot be made clean now, what she's done.
Do you speak as a tenant, as a landlord, as a government minister, a bricklayer, or an estate agent?
Landlord.
Okay.
And Labour supporter.
Oh, okay. So how come? And are your properties in the circumstances that you described?
No, we're.
So why is a Labour supporter allowed to do this, but a Labour minister isn't?
We're all trying to get out of the game, the people I know.
Oh, really?
Because we've had what's called Rent Smart Wales down here, which is a foretaste of what you're going to get next year. And trust me, it's horrendous. It'll put tenant versus landlord on an unbelievable scale.
So how many properties have you got, if you don't mind me asking?
16.
What?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't happen by accident, did it?
No, I decided many years ago pension would never be big enough for what I wanted, so I started investing in houses. And,
50% of me says that's absolutely perfectly reasonable, but the other 50% of me was nodding along when you were describing the damage that landlords have done to the sort of housing market and the reasons why Rishanara Ali's behaviour is in your... I don't know that we're going to get many landlords with 16 properties calling for her to resign because she's got one or two.
No, it's not. It's not that she's done anything wrong. It's the perception. Greedy. They just put greedy in front of her name, and
she's not as greedy as you, mate. You're 8 times greedier than her. You've got 16 properties.
Mr. O'Brien, I'm selling 4 to my tenants.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, she could have done that as well, couldn't she, of course, but the tenants wouldn't have been in a position to buy it. Yeah. What's the biggest issue here for you? What's the absolute deal breaker?
Okay, I'll pick my words carefully.
Yeah, please.
It's not called an AST in South Wales, it's called a contract now, and we've got to give people 6 months' notice.
Right.
Okay. What happens then? They go to the local housing authority or the council, and the council will say, you stay in the house until your landlord has taken you to court.
So because her government is bringing in the kind of legislation in England that you're already dealing with in Wales, and you find that legislation to be deeply suboptimal, the idea that she somehow swerved it is particularly egregious to you?
Yeah, you look at tenants in the eyes and you can see they hate you.
I've run out of tiny violins, mate. I used them all up on the VAT on school fees story. No, I'm joking.
I can't get out of the houses quick enough sometimes.
No, and there's great landlords out there, and an awful lot of your tenants presumably don't want to or won't be able to buy a house in a million years, and that's not your fault. We often conduct these conversations in a way that forgets about people who rent through choice as opposed to necessity. I've got 6 tenants who've had for over 15 years. Yes, exactly.
So it's not what she's done. She has done nothing wrong. But you know what the Daily Mail and the Express are going to make of this.
Yeah, but then
now.
we're back to the thing I was trying to articulate previously about integrity. You bend over too far because you're worried about what the right-wing media are going to... I think I'd have treated this story very differently if it hadn't been on the front page of the Eye.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you go. 16 houses...
It could also be pointed out that she was trying to get out before her act comes in.
I think that is almost certainly true, don't you? I mean, it could be a coincidence. But you know what? If you had Alistair Campbell on the case, or what's Peter Capaldi's character in The Thick of It called? What's his name? Malcolm Tucker. They would point that as a positive. They would say, what you have to understand, John, is that the reason that our very own homelessness minister is trying to get rid of her rental properties before our new legislation kicks in is proof of how good our new legislation is.
Yeah.
It's going after all landlords, even the ones that sit in our cabinet.
I spoke to a local council empty house officer a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And he told me if he put nobody else on his housing list, he wouldn't clear his list in 18 years.
And that's why they're trying to get people like you out of the landlord business. But you suggest, and I suspect with some justification, that this may turn out not to be the magic bullet that many people in politics and, of course, many people in properties.
Let's be clear. This caller wasn't making some noble stand. His entire argument collapsed the moment he admitted he owns 16 properties while accusing someone else of greed. 16 homes, and he still thinks he's the victim. He dressed it up as pragmatism, complaining about pensions and new regulations, but really it was crocodile tears. Tenants don't hate him because of the rules. They resent a system where one man can hoard homes while families can't even get one. And the irony? He demanded the minister sell her property in a way he never did himself. This wasn't integrity. It was hypocrisy dressed up as outrage. And James O'Brien cut through it all, leaving the caller exposed.